Hello, everyone. This is Roy Dorantes, and I'm with Saving the Salton Sea. Uh, so I live in an area where there's about 140, maybe 150,000 people here, and a large majority of the people here do not know or are not aware of the issues with the Salton Sea and how that affects all of us. I hate to tell you, but I was one of those people at one time. I mean, only like 5 years ago, I hate to say this, but I couldn't care less about the Salton Sea. I'm sorry, but I was one of those people because I didn't feel that it affected me. I felt it had nothing to do with me at all. I was so concerned with other things. But then I came across some people, some friends who educated me on some issues of the Salton Sea, and it really bothered me. So I started doing some investigation of my own. I'm a journalist, and what I found out regarding the Salton Sea really alarmed me. Not just concerned me, but it alarmed me. So I became more and more involved. I wrote a book in 2015 on climate change. And so this was a direct result of my interest in the Salton Sea. And so ever since then, I've been looking for ways to get people involved, to do their own research, to do their own engagement on the Salton Sea. And it was only last year when COVID hit, out of all times, that I thought I had found a way that fit who I am, that fit what I do. And so I launched the first ever Imperial Valley Salton Sea Festival, film festival, Salton Sea Film Festival. And I'd like to share with you just a little bit of that festival, which is really exciting. I want to show you just a little clip of some of the entries. So if you will indulge me, let me play this for you, if that's okay. Let's see here. I hope you guys can hear that. You guys can hear it. Okay, very good. Thank you. So this is the promo that we are going to run this year, that we're running this year to get people excited and to submit a short film. And we are pushing it as a family project. So they can do it individually or they can do it as a family endeavor. And it will air on television. And hopefully by then we can do some actual screenings around the Salton Sea areas. So we will be raising some money, about $3,000 for the prizes in all the 6 categories combined. And so we're going to make it really easy for them. So here is one of the entries of last year that won the most popular film award. I'll let you hear it. It's the place where I'm from. These are the things that I see. It's the place where I live, so this place is me. It's the place where I'm from. These are the things that I see.
Can you turn up the master volume just a shade?
Even if I try, some things we can't change.
Thank you.
These are the
the things that I see. This is the place where I live, so this place is me. It's in my blood, running through my veins night and day. Even if I tried, some things we can't change. From California in the valley, this is all for me. From the oceans down to the rivers to the Salton Sea, the air we breathe is something that we can't spare. These things I've been seeing lately have me real scared. From pollution in the media to pollution in the air, we can no longer breathe it and pretend it ain't there. It ain't fair, we can't play. This the place we at. There's no way we can let it decay and fade to black. But raised in a place where you get to learn what madness is. You can't allow yourself to get shocked into paralysis. Toxicity in the air, but they don't tell you. It's easy to wish you well when they don't help you. We got so much to lose for being regular folk. It's what they keep for the news. This is what they don't show. They expect us to drop everything and let it all go. But this our life, this is all that we know. This the place where I'm from. These are the things that I see. This the place where I live. So this place is me. It's in my blood, running through my veins night and day. Even if I try, some things we can't change. This where I'm from. These are the things that I see. This the place where I live. So this place is me. It's in my blood, running through my veins night and day. Even if I tried, some things we can't change. In a land full of citizens that can't change the cities or the counties that they're living in, led by leaders that are blinded and visionless. I hope you're getting what the picture is. Sit back and picture it. All I can do is paint it verbally. We've been real patient for far too long, but we can no longer take it. Accept the terms and be complacent. We need changes put in place today if we expect to make it. Can I get a witness or someone that's willing to fix it? What do we plan to leave behind for our children's children? There's a future that we need to look forward to. We're looking at each other like, what are we supposed to do? What do you see when I show you what I'm showing you? This isn't an issue that we can just keep coasting through. We can't drop everything and let it all go. Yo, this our life, this is all that we know. This the place where I'm from. These are the things that I see. This the place where I live. So this place is me. It's in my blood, running through my veins night and day. Even if I try, some things we can't change. This where I'm from. These are the things that I see. This the place where I live. So this place is me. It's in my blood, running through my veins night and day. Even if I try, some things we can't change. Place where I'm from. These are the things that I see. This the place where I live. So this place is me. It's in my blood, running through my veins night and day. Even if I try, some things we can't change. This where I'm from. These are the things that I see. This the place where I live. So this place is me. It's in my blood, running through my veins night and day. Even if I try, some things we can't change.
You can't talk about the Imperial Valley without mentioning the Salton Sea. And you can't mention the Salton.
So I like to make a comment right after that video. And so what we did is we launched this film festival last year, and right in the middle of COVID, and the community responded. We received dozens of entries. There were some guidelines that had to be followed. We put together a panel of 10 judges, some of them professional actors from LA, some of them professionals in the television industry, some of them educators. And so we had that as the first ever Imperial Valley Salton Sea Film Festival. And then we presented the winners, which were nominated and selected by the judges. We presented them with the checks and with some trophies, and there was a lot of excitement. We took some of our winners to share their experience at the Imperial County Board of Supervisors meeting, and they shared what they had discovered, what they had learned, and practically all of them said that this was the first time that they had been motivated to look into the Salton Sea, that most of them didn't even, were not aware of the problems, just like I was. So we feel that the Salton Sea Film Festival was a total success because it got a segment of our community involved. Now we're launching our second film festival this year, and we are widening the net. We are reaching more into the schools where, we have categories, that have the high schools, the junior high schools, the elementary. And again, we're pushing it as a family project, again, with the intention of getting people to look and to visit the place on their own so that they can make their projects. Let me share with you now this is the next entry. This is the entry that won first place, overall first place. The first one won Best Popular Film. This one won Best Overall Short Film. So let me play it for you.
See, without first mentioning the Imperial Valley. They go hand in hand, like peanut butter and jelly, burgers and fries, chips and salsa. My name is Jose Renteria, and being a native to this area, I'd heard very little about this lake that is full of mystery, mostly because the vast majority of Imperial Valley residents know very little about the lake. Most give you a quick shrug of the shoulders and say, well, I don't know, I just know it's polluted. Or they'll say something like, why would I want to go there? You've all heard something similar to this, right? In fact, ask yourself, what do you know about the Salton Sea? When was the last time you went there? Take out all the hogwash, all the bogus stories, all the negativity, and most will not give you a clear answer. Well, sometime in 2006, I decided to explore for myself. I wandered into what used to be a popular marina and boat launch, Red Hill Marina, County Park, and I was in awe. I could not believe how massive the body of water was. Nothing but water as far as I could see, and, besides sounds of birds all around me, a very quiet and peaceful place actually. Now, I've been a fisherman of canals, a lover of all things outdoors, and have a natural fascination for water. It was inevitable that I would meet with California's largest lake. But, rather than ask locals for information, I decided to read scientific information, history, and intimate stories that date back to the origins of the county itself. While reading the Great Salton Sea Atlas by the Redlands Institute, Saltings by William DeBise, and other detailed literature about the Salton Sea, I came to find out that it is nothing like what people say it is. It's not toxic, it's not polluted, it's not dead. With that information, I decided to go fishing, to go swimming, ride the waves, boogie boarded, and, as luck would have it, my research became even more intimate when I became an employee at the Sunny Bono Salton Sea National Wildlife Refuge during the summer of 2007. I took a heavy interest in all things Salton Sea, and once I knew the facts, based on what I had been reading and other important information, I had to spread the word. I was on a mission to reach out to the locals and conduct as many educational tours to anyone interested. Eventually, I was leading educational tours along the Rock Hill Trail at the Sunny Bono Salton Sea National Wildlife Refuge to schools in Calexico, Brawley, Hopeville, El Centro, Sealy. It was fun to see these children's eyes light up when they saw the wildlife, the water, their funny questions about if there were any whales, sharks, or sea lions in the lake. But besides that, the point of it all was to give them the correct information about the Salton Sea, and hopefully they'll remember their fun trek and take what they learned back to their parents. In my subsequent years at the Sunny Bono Salton Sea Wildlife Refuge, sometime at IVROP, and later the Salton Sea State Park in the Northeast Shores, I spoke to thousands of visitors, and I'm not exaggerating, people from all over the world. Spain, Australia, Ireland, Russia, Germany, Italy, all the way to Canada, to Alaska, New Hampshire, Maine, Colorado, to folks from all over California, and very rarely, people from Imperial Valley or nearby Coachella Valley visited. This bothered me. I found this to be very sad and quite disappointing actually. So as an employee with some ability, I reached out to the community leaders, the radio station, to invite them on a kayak tour, birdwatching tour, or a formal presentation about the lake. And, unfortunately, I was met with resistance. I simply wanted for them to see what I see. You can't reach everyone, but hey, I wanted to. If you lived 10 or 20 miles away from Lake Tahoe, the Great Lakes, or Sequoia National Park, I'm sure you'd have gone there, many times in fact. But the Salton Sea, with its reputation, it's largely ignored. It doesn't deserve that reputation either. Yes, what you read about in the local news is true. The receding shoreline and the very fine particulate matter is greatly affecting the air quality, with less and less water entering the Salton Sea since 2003. But think about today, actually today and tomorrow. The Salton Sea is still there. It's not going away next week or the week after. You can still visit it. There's still plenty of time to check out all the great vistas, believe me. Go there at sunrise or sunset. It's absolutely beautiful. Visit Obsidian Butte, very close to Calipatria. You'll forget where you are. Red Hill Marina County Park is still there, mostly popular for bird watchers, or check out the mud volcanoes right next to Red Hill, or of course the very famous Salvation Mountain in Island, or the observation towers just a few miles away from Calipatria, or the Bat Cave Buttes in the north along Highway 111, north of Brawley. There's so much to see and experience around the Salton Sea. Go out and explore it. See all the absolutely beautiful vistas. See it for yourself. See it before it shrinks even more. Experience what countless others have experienced. After all, you are closer to the Salton Sea than anyone else.
So, on this short film, the director says something that is very true. It seems like the Salton Sea gets far more visitors from out of town, from out of the area, even from out of the country, than from Imperial Valley itself. And that might explain why so few people here know about the issues. I had to educate myself to find out what was really going on. And I can bet you that maybe people in other countries knew more about the Salton Sea than I did. Well, so what our film festival did, it woke up the community. These young filmmakers with their equipment, with their cameras, you know, they set about finding out for themselves what it was all about. And some of their films, because they are homegrown, got thousands and thousands of views. And therefore, they were sharing the story of the Salton Sea with thousands of the community, their friends, their family, who would not have learned about it any other way. So here they are telling the story of the Salton Sea for us. I want to show you another entry that was really good. This entry here, let me see if I can just get to it. Let me see here. This one here. So this one was made by a young man, knew almost nothing about making a film, but he was very interested in the Salton Sea and the surrounding areas. So he did a lot of research and study. And so we counted that for a lot of merit. Even if the film lacks a little bit in quality, we were looking for the content. And so this young man deserves a lot of merit. So let me play this for you. It's only just a few minutes.
One of the few tourist attractions still having people come back to the Salton Sea. But you see, this sea wasn't always a sea. It used to be a lake, Lake Coahuila, from the Coahuila tribe. Indigenous people lived all around this lake, and it was a massive lake, one of the biggest lakes in North America at the time. It expanded from what is now Palm Springs to Encierro Prieto de Mexicali. And they had a system. The water venía del Río Colorado, bless our valley for a couple years, 100 years, depends, and then into the Rio Hardy, and just go into the Gulf of Cortez. So, what made this into environmental disasters for our valley and our generations to come? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Us, humans. Humans messed it up. Just 115 years ago, a group of engineers decided to build the irrigation system in the valley, and big problems happened. It led to water being overflown in here for 2 whole years, which led to the development of a sea. So why should you care? That's a good question. So we live right next to the Coachella Valley, and we all know the Coachella winds are pretty freaking strong. These winds are picking up this pollution from the water, from the floor, sending it all our way down south. There's a hearing coming up And there hasn't been a hearing in the last 20 or 30 years. So it's about time to do something.
I'm very proud of that young man. That was made in a very short time. And as you can tell, the young man did a lot of research. He educated himself on the issues and the surrounding area. And we're very, very proud of him and his work. And that's the kind of impact that our film festival is having on our community. It's making these young people take a look on their own at these issues, at these problems. And, it's just a fascinating thing that is going on. So with that in mind, we are continuing to raise money for this festival. We will be presenting the festival guidelines can be found at Facebook Saving the Salton Sea or Facebook Salton Sea Film Festival. The deadline to submit the 3 to 5 minute short film is August the 15th, and the actual film festival will take place in September the 25th, and it will screen on CBS 13, most likely at 5 p.m. And then we hope to be able to screen it with the help of Kerry Morrison and the vice mayor of Desert Shores, Art Gertz, I believe that's his name. They have shown interest in helping us organize some screenings, some live screenings of the entries. So we're looking forward to that. We want to show them on the west side of Salton Sea and also on the east side once we have the winners announced. Now, this next one here was made by two brothers who never ever had heard about the problems of the Salton Sea, and so they went together to the Salton Sea and they took a look around. They studied a little bit, and they won second place in our film festival. So let me show it to you. It's pretty good. This was a real family affair. The whole family got involved in making this film.
There is a place in Southern California that not many people have heard about. At the furthest corner of the Imperial County, a place once known for its beauty, a place that once was a vacation destination for those hot summer days, is now an abandoned, decaying piece of land, full of abandoned businesses, few homes, and the smell of dead fish. People have called this location by many names: Wonderland, Miracle of the Desert Oasis, and the Forgotten Sea. A place once considered a desert paradise now sits slowly crumbling away after years of contamination and abuse. This once great paradise is now a huge pool of pollution that sadly affects us all. The Salton Sea. All life that is there hangs by a string. The fish wash up dead on the shore. the air becomes toxic little by little as the contaminated particles infiltrate our oxygen. Hundreds of birds are now left without an important stop in the migration process. The sad part is that all of this is happening while many of us are just sitting back, unaware or ignorant to the problem. The Salton Sea has sadly turned into one of the country's greatest problems when it comes to environmental issues and pollution, causing our oxygen to become a carrier to problems such as asthma and cancer. We living in the Imperial Valley are currently one of the places mainly affected by the Salton Sea. But there is still beauty to be found in the Salton Sea. This is our valley.
Isn't that amazing? These young people are taking ownership of the message, and they are creating something that they can share with their families, with the community. I mean, I don't know about you, but it just gives me the chills, you know. I just love this project so much. I love what we are doing, how we are encouraging our community to take a look for themselves on the problems that involve the Salton Sea and how they are affected. If you notice in this last little short film, the young people, the narrator says, now the Salton Sea, what it's creating is this airborne problem that carries asthma and possibly cancer. I'll bet you those young people didn't know that before they made this film, but now they know that, and now they're taking that message to their families. So that is what we're doing. We are encouraging our community to let me see here. So we're encouraging our community to take part, to be engaged in the message, to take ownership by creating a work that they can present on their own. And so this year we continue our work. We are in the process of raising funds for this year's film festival.
How can people sponsor this and support the festival, Roy?
Man, you scare the heck out of me, man. I thought I was all alone.
Sorry.
I thought I'm talking to the screen. So one way that you can sponsor is by contacting me directly through my Facebook page, Facebook Saving the Salton Sea, and becoming a sponsor of this project. Again, we will be presenting this on both sides of the sea and also on television. And plus, we will be giving about $3,000 in cash prizes to these young people. But most of all, I want to thank the organizers of this conference for the opportunity for me to share this project, which I am so proud of. I mean, you have no idea just how I love this project, when I see these young people who never cared about the sea before, and now they're engaged. Kind of reminds me of me, right? But yeah. So if you have any questions, please go ahead. And now I do want to clarify something. When people ask me for solutions about the Salton Sea, I make it very clear that I am no expert whatsoever on this topic. My position is I'm creating a platform through our television show, which airs once a month, in which I interview other people who know far more than I do, and through our film festival. But I am no expert. I am a facilitator. I created a platform for others who know more than I do to share their ideas and their concerns. So basically, I'm giving people the opportunity to share those concerns. So that's my waiver, right? So if you have a question, please, right now is your time. Shoot, because I think we're running out of time, and I think I just about used up all of my time.
Does anybody have any questions out there?
Well, if not, I can always be reached at Facebook, Saving the Salton Sea. And if you have questions later on, please let me know. Again, thank you so much to the organizers of this conference for giving me a chance to share my project. You guys have a great evening, and thank you once again.
Thank you, Roy. Well
Thanks
done.
so much for that awesome presentation, Roy. We're going to end the day one by playing back some of the Aegis videos that have previously been produced. So I'm going to share that screen right now.